Like,
are we live? People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Monday. Everybody started off in the right way, and I hope everyone had a great weekend and even better last week. Same week, different week, same mission, people. We're trying to move that much closer to our goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations and ambitions will overcome hardship. So yeah, I would like to wish you all the best in that regards. As usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course good night, depending on wherever else you guys are placed in this world. As usual, hope you've all got your health and things now. Boy, the good news is that after today or after this week, we're back in relation to the Premier League. I know we've got Liverpool on Saturday, and I know Mane looks fit, and we'll be doing a watch along for that. I've got a couple previews lined up, and it's a bag of content, people. But we'll deal with Liverpool in the week now. There's speculation over actually Pepe, over Balogun, over NKIETAH. CEDRIC has spoken, LOKONGA has spoken. So I'll go through those articles. But by the same topic, people, please make sure you're hitting the like button on your way in. Any opinions, questions, talking points that you want to provide, feel no sort of way, shoot them at me. Pause and it's only a comment away. Make sure you're subscribing, you're following. As we get to the end of the year and it's time to obviously put into perspective the progress I've made, I can only be filled with admiration for you guys. You lot have instilled confidence in me. You lot obviously keep pushing the DG Nation. There'll be no point being here at 11:30 a.m. every day. And obviously now we're doing the Twitch stuff. Big up to everyone who was on my Twitch stream at 10 a.m. Would be no point. So I'd like to say thank you for all your efforts, people. And without you lot, we can't grow, or I can't grow. So I appreciate everything you're doing for me. You've done so far and continue to do. So yeah, let's keep pushing, people, and doing what we can to mess up this YouTube algorithm and get where we need to get to. Obviously, again, before we crack on, I love to see the comments, man. Marco's on me. Hurry up, DG. Waiting for you, mate. Big up from Toronto. Big up the Toronto and Canadian Gooners. Apologies, my guy. Apologies. I had to run downstairs and that. Lateness is greatness. Man said, need DG wisdom to start the day. Don't know if I provide wisdom, but I appreciate that, my guy. Queens, I appreciate you. It seems like all the Canadians and the Americans are up here. I appreciate anyone in this world, but big up to you, look, because the time zone can't be pretty. It must be stupid o'clock if you're in Australia or anywhere in Asia. Definitely where the North American ones are concerned, it's stupid o'clock. You lot should be sleeping, but I appreciate it, man. Big up, Deluded. Hope everyone is doing great. Come on. Appreciate you, Brian. CeeLo said, big up, DG. Back to work. Holiday vibes over. Kiss my teeth. CeeLo has got to end sometime, man. Don't watch that. Balogun needs regular game time. Amen. DG in the house. Week about to be made. You lot, again, you can only judge life on the value you provide to others. And yeah, man, what could I say? To know that you lot love the thing we're hearing it, smash the like button. Salute back at you, Sean. I hope you're doing better, Cam. I've been good, man. Obviously, I've been up since 5:15, better yet. Looking at the financial markets, thinking about what I want to do this week, personal goals that I want to achieve this week, the week ahead, dealing with emailing people I need to email. Again, it's relentless, but I woke up revitalized. I was a bit ill yesterday. I don't know what happened. After I played football, I just felt, I don't know, I was just bugging out. Like I felt like I was going to faint in the shower, ate bare food, woke up with a blistering headache. I was going to play Football Manager or do 1-2 streams yesterday. I thought, it's not adapting, innit? It can't be done. It can't be done. Man said, what do you think of Smith Rowe's debut and Balogun scoring? Well, first things first. Happy to see Smith Rowe make his debut for England. Big up to Emil Smith Rowe, without a doubt. These are the things that many people dreamed of, representing your country, playing at Wembley, playing in the Premier League. And it's a dream, innit? At 20 years of age, it's a madness. I'm not going to, obviously he's been an Arsenal footballer for many years now. But in terms of this stature, it shows if you work hard and you're patient and then, a bit of luck on your side, a lot of things can change in a year. A lot of things can change in a year, positively and negatively. Smith Rowe, at a point, it looked like his future might, not that it needed to be away from Arsenal, but you couldn't see first team opportunities. Okay, cool. I would have loved Arteta to have done it before he experimented with Lacazette and Willian there. He didn't. Smith Rowe got his chance, and 11 months or so on now, next month will only mark a year since he's been this sort of Emile Smith Rowe. Really, he's been called up to England, and it's Saka, apologies, had a similar rise. It's good, first and foremost. It's nice for their families. It's nice for them. To achieve these goals and these dreams as kids. It's nice for him to just, I wouldn't say Smith Rowe's lacking confidence, but he seems a very confident player. Like, he needs confidence. So if you're getting called up to the international level and things like that, you must be doing all right in it. For me, I hope it gives him the fire in his belly, because it's going to be plucked away. You're probably not going to make the World Cup squad unless a miracle happens. But it shows, people are looking at you. What could happen? So come back to Arsenal with that same intensity to score goals, to get assists, to grab games by the scruff of its neck. Because that's actually what I like the most from Smith Rowe, actually. He's still young. He's still developing. And, he looks fitter. He's able to play 90 minutes. He's not cramping up. He spoke about the dietary changes he's made. He's got a personal chef with the help of Arsenal and that. But for me, it's the goals and assists. You're going to live or die by that. But it's the intensity that he's now playing with. Like, I'm not going to say anyone else doesn't want to make the difference, but it's like he wants to make the difference. He wants to be the decision maker. He wants to play to that higher level. He's deep in the levels you have to be, and you can't, just because you was great last week, it doesn't matter. That game's done. Fans need to see you on it now. And you've got the number 10 shirt. That's a target. It's a privilege, but it's a target. When I say that, I mean, if you're number 10 of any club, any big club, or number 7 in Saka's case, that says they believe in you. That says you're one of the best in the team. Because for me, I might be a bit old school in my 26 years, and some of you even older, but I wouldn't be giving no number 10 shirt to someone I don't think is the best in the team. And I wouldn't be giving to no number 7 if I didn't think you was the most dangerous in the team. So it's a privilege. You deserved it. No one put a gun to Arsenal's head. As much as people might say it's early, they earned it. But there's a target on their backs, because we should always be looking at 10s that can come into this club. Should always be looking at 7s. Really, I think Saka, unpopular opinion, I think it's too easy for him and Smith Rowe. I don't think there's too many shirts that can't be disrupted within this Arsenal squad. And I know we've been in good form, but I think apart from only, I look at Leicester, I look at Villa, I look at Spurs, they're the only games I looked at and said nobody can lose their spot. And I want to see a bit more competition. And there will come a time where for Smith Rowe and Saka, it's not easy. Smith Rowe's in the honeymoon period. People are saying, people love him now. He'll go through what Tierney had to go through. Saka, where fans start questioning you and start getting onto you. Aubameyang the same. There'll be barren patches where Smith Rowe is not dominating the game, where he's not scoring and assisting and doing these things, where there's question marks. So it's a good look for Balogun. Balogun does what he does in it. He scores goals in it, and it's nice to see him in the England under-21 fixture setup. We're going to get onto him in a bit, but it's pretty damning that it's testament to his ability. I know the England under-21s gaffers trying to do different things, but Balogun's one of the only ones not playing senior football. He's still in the academy circuit, and he's firmly a big fish in a small pond. And I spoke about it, and you can see the timestamps of another live stream. We need to learn from our previous mistakes with Eddie. We had Eddie part of the first team, but not part of the first team enough. Again, we need to pick the right loans. Can't just scream loan for the sake of it. Needs to ideally be a manager that will give opportunities. For me, I would like him to go to a squad which has less finances and a smaller squad, because he's more likely to be used. And then obviously minutes are currency. Same way, I think the biggest testing game for Balogun, he can score these goals against Brighton, smack up man against Leicester at 23s as much as he wants. The game that's only of relevance for him is that one against Brentford, because you was out of your depth. You was getting roughed up. You was getting manhandled. You look like a young man against experienced men. And that's not me criticizing him. That's just a fact. He needs to go through that. You're never going to know how good you are bullying these under-23 strikers when you're faster than everyone, stronger than everyone. Speed of thought is faster than everyone. You've probably been playing against these youths at all these clubs from the ages of 8, 9. So you're bullying the same man you've been bullying for years, where you get it. You go to the league where people's pride is on the line. People are fighting for the divisions. You try certain things, they're not having it. You need him to be out of your comfort zone. And I think for a long period, Eddie Nketiah is just part of the first team. Is it any coincidence why he's playing catch up? He's still young, but is it any coincidence at 20 odd years of age, 22 years of age with Eddie, we're only now seeing him improve his general play and things like that. You know, need him to be out of his comfort zone, because it's not even just physically and the intensity and all these things. It's being able to do it consistently. How, you know, 20 under 21 games are once a week. You might get one on a Monday, one on a Friday max. Balogun, if he plays at League One, Championship, Premier League, Bundesliga, or whatever, he's going to need to do it twice a week, 3 times in 10 days, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Under 23s, you can score a banger, and everyone just remembers that. The fans of other clubs are not going to give a crap, because they might be trying to stay in the division, get promoted, doing what they're doing. They need to know, okay, you did it on Tuesday, you're going to do it on Saturday, you know? And they're going to just see, you know, boy, you're Arsenal striker, you got this record, you're England under 21s. Come and show us this thing. You know, because football's a real world. And I think when you're at Arsenal, as much as I love our club, it's a very privileged world. You know, you don't see real life. You know, if everybody adores you as a footballer, you've got the first world-class establishment, world-class clothing. You don't see what real football's about when people are fighting for jobs. And certain men, if they get relegated, they're not playing in this division again. They might have to pack it all up, and the things that go with that. I think we develop some naive mindsets, if I'm completely honest with you. So that's what I feel in relation to that. Smith Rowe's England. And I hope Smith Rowe and Ramsdale start today, get their first starts for England for what it's worth. / Balogun for under 21. Sorry, folks, just making that timestamp there. Here we have it, people. What else are you lot saying? Hit the like button. There's 100 of you locked in. If everyone hits the like button, we've hit our target early doors, people. We're at 81, so it's a great start. Great start. Big up yourself, my dude. Keep the opinions coming. Cut our losses on Pepe and get Noah Lang. I hear it, but I would probably just keep Pepe within the squad, if I'm completely honest with you. You know, his contract, and I spoke about it on at 10 a.m., but he's contracted until 2024. And so is Saka and Martinelli. So within the next 18 months, you need to know what you're doing with these individuals. I would say for Pepe, probably be moved on. Can't see him signing a new deal. Definitely not on improved terms, or probably shouldn't. So he'll probably be moved on. You'd imagine Martinelli gets a new deal. You'd hope Martinelli and Saka get new deals, if I'm honest with you. Trevor, big up the Australians, them as well. Again, stupid the clock. It's early, it's late at night or evening time. You could be doing a bag of things, but you're here with me, so I appreciate that. Morning in your case, Jaden. Kamara said, "Good morning, DG. The Pepe news is false. Tom confirmed it was just an opinion that the Sun ran with. It looks like it, but I do think the club might look to clip him. I would say in Tom's case, you know, big up Tom, but I just be wary of what you're writing, because I have read the article. You know, I can see how it's taken out of place. I do feel a bit unfair, but you know, there's a reaction. If you're gonna write something and put something out there with the lines blurred, obviously people are gonna see a fanfare. Like, it's not an opinion-based piece. The headline leads, rather than an opinion bit, the headline leads with, you know, Arsenal to cut their losses, blah blah blah. So again, he might not have been trying to do anything and they ran with it. But again, if you leave things where they're subjective, especially as a journalist, where everybody's looking to kill you for what you've said, what do you think is going to happen, really? And I know people have to get clicks. I know it's misinformation, but there is a duty. I do think everybody has a duty of care to talk common sense, really and truly. Like, again, I spoke about it at 10 a.m., but I think when you look at the article, it doesn't look like an opinion-based piece. But for what it's worth, let's just humor ourselves. Obviously, we know it's nonsense and whatnot now, but apparently Arsenal are willing to sell club record signing Pepe for just 25 million as they consider signings. I mean, that 25 million is what you should have paid for him initially. I can't see how far it stretches. You know, you're going to bring in Noah Lang again, so that's the money gone. It's not going to go far. You know, it is what it is. But apparently Arsenal are reportedly willing to sanction the sale of club record signing Nicolas Pepe. As you know, he joined for 72 million in total. You know, fit false headlines a bit. He's fallen down the pecking order. Apparently reports state Arsenal are willing to suffer a significant loss on Pepe and accept 25 million. As much as Pepe isn't flavor of the month right now, he's going to be at AFCON for 1. 2, he's a body in it. We've got a long season. Yeah, we might not be playing in Champions League and Europe and things, but we've got a long season. God forbid if Saka gets injured, what happens? You know, if there's 2 injuries with our wingers, what happens? You know, we need it's a squad game. We're gonna need them. You know, we're gonna need them in their own capacity. We've also looked at Kulusevski as well, clearly, people, but that's what the article says. Pepe, if I just type in Pepe's name and then we see what could be done here, people, just can I find the article that was here? That was what Talk Sport said. That was 442 what we read just for the football.london. Where is it? This is it. I mean, does this sound like an opinion piece? Again, duty of care to speak properly, to say the right headline. I'm no journalist and I'm not criticizing Tom, but I can see how even me, you can see how this can be interpreted. A man put Nicolas Pepe heading closer to Arsenal exit after 31.5 transfer link surface. So again, if there is no correlation, if there is no link, I know the headline has to be sensationalized, but that doesn't scream. That is already telling people that you can't do something like that and then do woe is me when things come out, really and truly, that people are feeling some sort of way. You know, if I clickbait a YouTube article, not that I do, or if I say a little white lie or whatever, for instance, and people are going to say, oh, you're lying and that, what can I expect? Hit the like button, people. And it's not really an opinion-based piece, people, you know. He's offered what we know about Pepe. So again, all the backlash that's being faced, of course, it's unfair, but like, what do you expect people to get here? Like, what do you expect? Like, it's literally saying all of that there. So that's that with Pepe. I do think he's not Arteta's cup of tea. I do think they might move him on. But in relation from now to the end of the season, unless something silly is offered, I think you need to keep him as a body. You know, clearly the club are looking at a right winger slash striker. It might a winger slash striker, preferably. I would like a number nine, and I would like a left-sided winger. You know, that not Alexis Sanchez, but someone who could slot into that Alexis role, be a bit of a talisman, score goals. Pepe, a squad player, nothing more. You know, takes the burden off Saka and Smith Rowe and gives them all competition and all of those sort of things. Pepe to leave for 25M / I want a left wing and forward. And I would actually say within the next 18 months, I also want a PS5 for Christmas, but you can't have everything in it. DG Nation, sort out the guy, man. We get a PS5, we can start streaming FIFA and that. But away from the jokes and games, don't forget to like and subscribe. As the Nightbot has kindly said, people, 95 likes. We're doing great. You know, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Keep it coming, people. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, people. Yeah, here we go, man. Morning back at you, Pack. We need to F off Pepe as soon as possible. I don't know if that's wise, at least in Jan. I'm happy to let Pepe, and I know he's going AFCON. I'm happy to let Pepe go now. He's 26 years of age, 2 years left next season. We can't defend him anymore because Arteta's given him enough chances, but he's always frustrated to watch. I don't think he's always. I think he's shown patches. I think he's shown patches where he hasn't done it. I do think currently he's being scapegoated. But if man want to cut their losses and bring in someone else, I'm all for it. Would you keep Pepe or sell and sign Sterling? I mean, if there was any reality of signing Sterling, you know, Pepe, I'll drive him wherever he needs to go myself. But I don't think there's a correlation between the two futures, and I don't think we're getting my man in it. So it's a bit of a myth. How's your day gone, DG? Going? It's still early doors. It's 9 minutes until 12 right now. You know, like I said, I've been up since 4:45 doing what I needed to do. 10 a.m. is always wonderful. I was there with you lot on Twitch, and now I'm here with the YouTube posse again. My life could be better, it could be worse. You know, I'm very privileged. I've got a support network like you lot, all different countries here, different stupid o'clock, as I always say. You know, everybody living different lives. We're all here to speak football, different opinions, but all respectful. And again, you know, bro, man's talking football every day with people that understand ball and people that, you know, say sensible things and whatnot. And I'm very proud of that. And not that I'm watching other people, but I watch YouTube like all of you lot. And some of the subscribers and the fan bases and things of some of these YouTubers, especially the sports ones, it's just a bag of nonsense and things like that. Like, I always leave here with something thought-provoking, and you know, you have to judge life on the value you provide for others. I don't know if I'm providing value to you lot, but I always see one or two nice comments. I can't get hung up on the harsh or the nice comments, but it's nice to keep perspective. So my day's going good, man. It's Monday. We have to start aggressively. Sterling will be an instant impact if we get him. I don't know about anything instant at Arsenal because, again, I have to discount any attacker signing for this club because we don't exactly create a bag of chances and stuff like that, really. It is what it is. Fair enough. It don't look like he's got opinions slapped over it, but it is what it is. Big up Tom, man. Tom was fuming this morning. I can see how it can be. I mean, listen, you know, he's made some good points, but you can see how anytime there's a grey area, what's going to happen, you know. And you know, with the net's unforgiving. But what do you expect, man? You know, it's a slow news week as well. But away from all of that, one with respect to Tom, you know, big up Tom, he's my guy. But in relation to this live stream, quite frankly, I do not care about Tom or Nicholas Pepe. Now we've spoken about it, we've moved on. Let's move, you know, and it's not irrelevant. It's irrelevant to us. DG, I think Pepe's a baller, but gotta be real. It's maybe time to move him on. Didn't work out here at Arsenal, but if we can move him on and bring people in, bro, I really do not care. Like, move man on. Just shows how polarized opinions are on Pepe. Fans don't mind him leaving for one third of the fee. Exactly. Pepe ain't going nowhere. People need to relax. I've tried to be on the Pepe thing, but it hasn't worked. No clue who that is. My guy DLDG, but he sounds like he makes decent content. I appreciate that. One love to the members, moderators, subscribers, new supporters, and long-time supporters, man. It's a tough job being a journalist, though, isn't it? Like, this is what happens. But all Tom needs to do is turn that engagement into something else, really. You know, all engagement is good engagement, I guess. Not necessarily, but yeah, man. Anyways, why do Mandem hate on Pepe? He is being scapegoated currently, but yeah, it won't be sold in January. Earliest he'll be sold is this summer. Is it not an issue of how Arteta coaches that determines the success of players? Of course, there's that to the degree, and no one's playing amazing, but in Pepe's, not even Pepe's defense, in Arteta's defense, assuming you're talking about Pepe, while I think Pepe is being scapegoated, there's a lot that Arteta could or couldn't do for him. We've got to be honest now. What? That's Emre, now Arteta. Now, clearly, I think Arteta has improved him more than Emre, really. I think Pepe is more all-rounded. He defends a lot more. He's still incredibly frustrating, but it's no longer just flashes of brilliance. You don't see him for 80 minutes, and then you see him for the last 10. He's kind of in the game, involved a bit more, but you've had two separate managers now. Like, man, have to take responsibility, and it's still just the patches of form, really. And I'm even saying that it's a bit difficult to cast my mind back to Emre. But I remember under Emre, fans were gassing up a little dribble against Van Dijk and saying, "Yo, he's got, he's dribbled past Van Dijk and things." When he played under Arteta, I've at least seen the FA Cup run. I've at least seen the second half of last season where him and Lacazette were probably our best players. There's been patches. End of the day, I can't be surprised because this is all Pepe was. Anyone that was watching him in France, 18 months max playing to a higher level, IQ isn't the strongest. The way Arsenal play is completely different, and the counter-attacking thing. Obviously, we don't play to Pepe's strengths. And obviously, on top of that, Pepe's IQ isn't strong enough. His decision-making isn't strong enough. I don't know how much he wants to be consistent and things like that. And he's not really the player we thought we was getting. So all of this just made a cocktail in relation to it not working. Anyone that could see it, you knew Pepe weren't going to be our talisman. He was never going to be our Mo Salah and things, and this is as good as it gets for Pepe. So if that's the case, for me, it's not just him. A lot of players, summertime, make some movements, bring in the next winger, bring in a striker, see you later sort of thing, because in the next 18 months, you need to know what you're doing with Maitland-Niles, and again, Maitland-Niles, we're probably going to go through another summer of Willie won't he sort of stuff, because Maitland-Niles is contracted until 2023. Now, on the surface of things, sorry people, let's put a timestamp. Hit the like button if you haven't. Maitland-Niles contract extension. And what I mean by that is, for me and my club, I want us to be like, start making these things, sort these things out before they become issues. Like, you see, if some buts are not a thing, but regardless of what you believe about Eddie Nketiah's form, right? Committing him to a new deal means we can get decent money on him, or we can loan him out, start getting loan fees, odd million here and there. If he's not levels, at least from going out on loan, playing more football, you've put him in the shop window, might be able to bin him off. You grab your 20 or something million. If we're meant to be self-financing, we need to do the best thing when it comes to, these Miguel Azizes, these Balogans, these Patanos, the Nelsons, the Smith Rowes, the Sakas, these guys progressing to the first team. The ones that can't make the grade, can you go and make top buck for them? Because I genuinely believe you should have committed Eddie to a new deal a year ago. We shouldn't be in the last couple of months trying to get him to sign a new deal. Control the variables. And my topic of that is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He's contracted until 2023. Let me know if you would or wouldn't give him a new deal, because on the surface of it, it appears everything's rosy at Arsenal. I'm sure he would want to play a lot more. I'm sure in January there'll be another storyline. But right now, it seems like there's a little role for him. He's got opportunities in the cup, and he's got 2 starts in the league against not the biggest of games, but Norwich and Watford, and he's done quite well in midfield. And to be fair to you, going into the week against Liverpool, if everyone's fit, he probably doesn't play for me because I'm going Lokonga and Partey, but he's got every chance of potentially retaining his spot. So if he's got a little role, which appears to be this rotation / squad option, obviously we've got, you know, Xhaka's still trying to return to fitness, and we'll speak about him in a sec. Partey's going off to AFCON. There is the topic of injuries. We might not be playing in a bag of cups, but there is a lot of football to be played. So on the surface of it, Ainsley's found a role. But on the surface of it, if I'm Ainsley, Maitland, Pepe, Martinelli, up until the last couple of weeks, Lacazette, you know, your Kolasinac, Chambers, the obvious ones, you're thinking about your future. Now, I don't think we let Ainsley go in January unless something ridiculous happens, because that's a midfield body now. That's where we're at. But we need to look at potentially committing him to a new deal. If you commit him to a new deal and he still says, I want to F off in the summer, you know, you can do that. But if the summer comes and you've got a man that's running down his deal, you're going to have to take the 15, 20 million or something that's going to be less than what you might have been offered last season, or it might have been the season before last where he was going to go Wolves. He didn't go Wolves. He stayed, and then he eventually went West Brom on loan. Don't make these things problems. What even Reece Nelson, he signed a 1-year extension. Again, is that something we need to look at? How do you move them on? And this is actually, Arteta obviously has to say, I want to use this player, I don't want to use that player, and Edu and Cole can act accordingly. But this is where I need to see Edu earn his chops, because you need to know what you're doing in the summer. What go on for Saliba? Is it a one more loan thing, or is it come now? You're going to try and disrupt Ben White and Gabriel in relation to that defensive partnership and see if you can start. What are we doing with Maitland now? What are we going to do with Pepe, who's contracted until 2024? Saka and Martinelli are contracted until 2024. So as soon as it hits next year, you've got to just, in the back of your mind, you've got to be thinking about that. And I don't want it to be something that drags, because the way it's going with Martinelli right now, if I'm him, fuck a new deal. If I'm Saka, again, I don't know. By that new deal, by that time, I might say, you know what, one love Arsenal, but man, in this England thing, I'm always speaking with Grealish about City and that. It's time to try something else. All we can do is give ourselves the best platform. You know, there's a couple of things. Obviously, in January, the squad players. Now, where Arsenal are in a difficult position, people, is there's a bag of players that can go, and with the exception of AFCON, you can sell these players, but suddenly you make your squad weaker. You know, I'll let El Nene go every day of the week, especially because you're playing AFCON. So it's not even like you're staying while the other men are going and we could use you. But throughout the whole squad, it might prove delicate, maybe selling him. I don't like including Lacazette with these guys, but because his deal is running down, we need to ask ourselves the question: is it worth more money taking something for Lacazette in January if you could? Because if I'm trying to buy Lacazette, I'm saying, yo, here's an 8 to 10 million. If you can't hold that, I'll just get my man for free in 6 months in it, and in that time we can assess him. If he, for God forbid, if he broke his leg, we've dodged a bullet. Or he might play even worse, so we can say you get less P's, or he better play better. So it's one of them ones there. And in for Lacazette, we all assuming that he'd want to, if a bid came in, if that he would want to depart. You know, if I'm Lacazette, I'm running down my deal. It's in my best interest to not to leave until this deal's done. I'm going to get a signing on bonus. I can assess the market. This is the way the game is going. And for Arsenal, we need to weigh up, is it worth letting Lacazette go for that 8 million, have to sign a new striker, or is it worth him being a body? Is our team weaker or stronger in relation to this fight currently of top 4, top 6 with Lacazette? And my answer is, if you lose him, it is going to be. I've said it before. I think people overcompensate Lacazette, but I think in relation to a 25-man squad for 38 games, and I say plus if you're in cops, you need someone that can be used with Aubameyang or used with a striker on the bench, you know, someone that can be rotated. I think you would need that in your squad. You lose that in January, you need to get it back. You know, because Lacazette is arguably, you know, when he's been poor, other men have stood up to be counted. Lacazette has been standing up to be counted a lot more than a lot of players and things like that. So again, Arsenal would need to weigh up. So it's probably making no sense letting him go in January if there is going to be offers. And probably, you know, we want to move on Kolasinac. We probably just have to bite the bullet with Kolasinac. It's been a long period now, you know, another expensive free transfer to go with Mkhitaryan and whatnot. But we might just have to bite the bullet. He's gone when he's gone. Next summer, you know, we finally get some finances off this. Don't know what we do with Cedric. Another one we're going to get onto. I know I forgot Cedric was at the club as well. There's probably a bag of other players. Chambers was offered to Roma. I'm sure Chambers wants to play football, but I don't know what's going on there, people. So it is what it is, man. Let me scroll the way down. I don't agree with the Pepe will work under Arteta, because I think it has. I just think we haven't got time to carry my man. Like, At times, I think my man gets scapegoated, but it's a myth, man. I can't lie. As a Palace man, I wanted Zaha, but with Pepe, I feel he needed to play it more central, like the time Emre played him away to Liverpool. I hear it, but you see where I'm at with Pepe. I'm just done. Like I'm just done with these man. Like there's hardly any. You'll not find me. Listen, everyone that plays for Arsenal, I'll support them. You know, listen. I praise and critique fairly and things. Look at it. Man said scapegoating hype. I hear it. You're loyal to it. But what I was saying, I can't lie to you. If your name's not Smith Rowe, Bukayo Saka, to a degree, Kieran Tierney, if you're not Gabriel, couple of others, if you're not them, man, I'm not fighting for you, really. I said it at the start, and that goes for the gaffer. The gloves are off this year. You know, I don't really believe in anything at this club. I'm a bit disillusioned generally, regardless of the form. You know, some of you are stealing a living. Not too many of you have earned the right. So if you're not a couple of the Highlanders and the obvious, you know, I think Pepe is being scapegoated at times. But Pepe is hot and cold. Lacazette's hot and cold. Aubameyang's hot and cold now. But Aubameyang's my guy. All these hot and cold players, I just take Arsenal game to game and what they are. Very few players have shown me they're enough to ride for. And my Arsenal opinion is a bit different to you lot, but I've maintained it at the start of this season, and I say it now. Obviously we're a lot more positive and I want to see us winning games, you know, but I'm in the same place I was last season with Arsenal. I haven't learned anything. And what I mean by that is obviously the new signings have done their thing, but I've seen us win big games. I've seen us do little forms, bits and pieces of form. If for me personally, I'll have a lot more confidence when I see January the 1st. And if you're near enough in amongst this, you know, sort of thing. There's a lot of football to be played, and we've got AFCON. We're an injury away from a crisis. I want to see how we react when this run eventually is over. You know, I haven't learned a lot about this team, if I'm completely honest with you, with the exception of the new boys because they weren't here. So the gloves are off. Question marks still remain over the gaffer and the players. For me, I just accept them for what they are. Just take every game as it comes, man. When we win, it's good. When we lose, let's see. I hear you lot, but I can't with my heart say, yo, the man are going to put in a top 4 shout, a top 6 shout. I don't know what these guys are on. You know, fair enough. Since everybody's been fit, we've been doing our thing. But I don't know. There's 38 games in the season. We've played 11. So I'm not sick at maths. But how many games is that left? And even more, I'm definitely not good at maths that much. But how much points is on the table? And that's obviously when you look at the points Arsenal have dropped, we are going to drop more points. I'm not criticizing us. I'm just looking at the race for the top 4 or top 6 or whatever. I'm liking what Arsenal are doing right now. Equally, I didn't like how he's moving at the start, but I'm just in neutral territory. I can't proclaim Arsenal are going to do this, we're going to do that. I don't know what you lot are on. You know, I need to see it properly. I need to see it for 10 Premier League games. It's close to it, but it ain't been 10. It's been like 7, 8. I want to see how you react to failures because we're not always going to be perfect. I'm not asking us to be perfect. And I think a lot of fans lack balance and they just think it's a winning thing all the time. And you saw it start to unravel a bit against Brighton and Palace. And now everyone's back to Arsenal's best thing since sliced bread, man. I like Pepe. I think there's different things he needs to work on, but I would keep saying take the price tag out the occasion. Energy would be different. It would, but you know that the same could be said for Ndombele, for Havertz. You can't, innit? The club paid the piece for them, but yeah, man. That's a bit harsh. Pepe's never been dangerous continuously in the game. I think we can make points without capping. Big up yourself, Corty. Appreciate that. The bar's on the floor, bro. Man said, "Can you play left? Can you play left wing?" I don't know. You know. Again, this did come from the left-hand side. I don't know, man. I might be able to do a job still. I might. Ain't this the left-hand side? What, left foot or left sided, right footers? I don't know. Maybe. I do this little football thing here and there, innit? Little bits and pieces here and there. I don't know, man. I don't know. Send my CV to Arsenal. Arsenal, man said Arsenal. My centre mid defo gets a new deal, but it's an Ainsley Maitland now. Stanting might be biased. I'm open to a new deal. I'm open to cutting losses and keeping it moving. Ainsley should get a new deal. He's not glorious, but he gets the job done. If only he can be consistent. I mean, if he accepts that, probably, you know, it's a squad player thing, then he can do that, Carl. For me, the way I want Arsenal to go, unless Ainsley Maitland-Niles really develops, it's Gazy for him. I'm not going to lie. You know, Lokonga is going to start. If I'm Arteta this year and beyond, Lokonga, and obviously form makes a difference. You do your form thing, do your thing, you'll play. But Lokonga starting ahead of you, Partey is starting ahead of you. You're a completely different midfielder to Xhaka. So Xhaka is going to play ahead of you. You could play with Xhaka at best. I think you need two midfielders that are upgrades on Xhaka. So that's going to have knock-on effects for you anyways, you know. It's brazy. If you on being a squad player, if you want to accept right back in the occasional midfield brace, then I'm on it. But you know, and if you earn your spot, you earn it. But I can't say you're gonna walk away and say you're gonna be able to play 30 Premier League games plus. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to get in the England squad, Ainsley, and do all of them things that he wants to do, man. Not sure this makes sense. I have my doubts about Eddie and Flo hitting the heights. Otherwise, the likes of Man City, United, and Liverpool would be showing an interest. I don't think you can correlate that, but you can have your doubts. Not surprised every problem at Arsenal is Pepe's fault. No, check your manager first. He's useless. Eddie, please, you know, it's Monday. Let's make sure there's correlations, you know. I don't know what point you tried to make there, but I'm pretty sure it didn't sound as smart in the physical as it might have in your head. You know, it's not making sense. We're here for logical football debate, not scapegoating. So yeah, man, is what it is. Man said Eddie is turning 27 next year and he plays like he's 19. Bro, man are telling lies on Eddie, boy. Bro. Oh, sorry, you even had me. Eddie probably should be sold in January, but again, I'm letting him sit on his hands. Really, he remembers the Chambers hype. You man were by yourself with that one. Man, still he's another one, bro. Since he's not moved, he's not progressed a single bit since he signed for this club. Yeah, he's had purple patches, but his Chambers are right back, centre mid, or centre half. People are gonna say bare different things. December is a crucial period for us. DG, would you sell Nketiah to West Ham given that they effectively are top four, top six competitors? Yeah, I know you could say he might be able to score goals, but yeah, West Ham might be able to give us a decent fee if they want him really and truly. For Eddie, I don't know if you start there, but yeah, we need peas or he's going, man. Ramsdale and Emil Smith Rowe expected to start tonight, as they should. It's about time Ramsdale got his first start, and you know, give Smith Rowe his first start. Make sure Saka returns. So give Saka a little minutes, because you can't make him just go off for England and not do much. But just return everyone home without injuries, and you know, ask yourself, Southgate, in your heart. You look at your guys. Does Tyrone Mings deserve to be there ahead of man like Ben White? Ask yourself a question. Would like to see Gallagher grab some minutes as well, because he's been working hard. That Tavares, I don't know, man. Hey, and what sort of player are you, man? Steady Eddie, you can't do that. I feel like that personally, bro. I don't know, man. How many times have you watched that clip, Fraser? Not enough times, man. Well, you know, I should put it on YouTube and it'll probably have 1 million views. Always gotta have it, man. If you lot scored this goal, you do a Mazda as well, man. I'm gonna get into our Balogun's comments, sorry, in a sec. What's up, DG? Regardless what happens with the coach, Pepe must assert himself and make plays. You got a better right foot than Pepe, bro. Harsh, but to be fair, he's a professional footballer. He should have one. Back up to Antonio would be a great career for Eddie. I don't know if that's true. You know, if he wants to go and play under David Moyes at a club challenging like West Ham, stay in London, I can't begrudge it. You know, I would have felt if the Palace thing was there. Don't think he would have started, but the Palace thing was there. Me personally, I think Eddie, I think Arsenal create young players with a false sense of security. I genuinely think Balogun, Eddie, they think they're better than they are. If I'm honest with you, where Eddie is concerned, he could play Prem, but maybe it makes sense to go somewhere you're gonna play. Like take a step backwards, take a step forward, whether that's championship car. Not every striker that's doing bits in the top league had to do the championship thing, but you came back. I can't lie. I think you came back from Leeds a better player, you know, because you looked a bit stronger. I don't know what Bielsa was doing to you in training, but he looked like there was a bit more of appreciation of other aspects. But if we just look at a loan for what a loan's meant to do, provide you with a platform to play, you didn't play. That's why I felt it didn't make sense when people used to say Eddie is our Tammy Abraham. I think it's disrespectful to Tammy Abraham. Eddie and Tammy are in different brackets. Tammy Abraham's got a solid record of scoring goals. That's why he's got his move to Roma eventually. You know, he's shown it at Bristol, at Villa, you know, played in the Prem for Swansea, didn't set the world alight, but you get the point. You know, Brewster, he went to Swansea and at least shelled it down for a season. Eddie ain't done that. So we're not going to get that sort of money. Yeah, we could look at Liverpool and say they got 30 for Solanke and we need their negotiating teams, or we need to fleece someone like Eddie Howe and Bournemouth for saying that. Eddie Howe's gone Newcastle. Can we get that? You know? Can we offer him Nelson for 20, 30 mil as well? Because we know he likes to sign the Love Island youths as well. It is what it is. I know if Tammy's meaty, I can't lie. Eddie is extremely meaty. I can't lie. I can't lie to you. It is what it is. As much as I like Eddie, you know, if I'm a striker if I'm a club trying to bring him in, it has to be for a certain price. Cause you haven't got a solid CV. Once I look past the Arsenal stuff and all them things, you ain't got a solid CV of scoring goals. So if my team is struggling to score goals and I'm betting on Eddie, he might do his thing. But I'm not giving Arsenal what they want. Definitely when his deal is running down, because he hasn't got us. What has he done? You know, he's done the Carling Cup and the FA Cup, and you know, every now and again his phone's ringing, but in the Prem, it's dead. The phone needs a battery. It's tiresome, you know. For someone that lives or breathes goals, his goals are meaty. Like, and I'm not trying to get at Eddie. I'm just speaking with passion because I love you football. I think this is where we need to learn with Balogun. Are we gonna make him a 23's bully, or do we want to have a first team player or make peas? And I've said it before. Even if Tyrese, John Jules, Balogun, and Eddie don't make it here, they all need to. The club should make 60 million on them. There's no reason you can't turn them into 20 million pound players, but it takes time, it takes effort, it needs foresight. And I can't say I've got that. Bro, the phone's dead in the Prem, bro. The phone is tired, fam. No one wants that. Like, come on now, man. This shit. And then we're surprised why these guys can't hit it off. One thing I do like about the club, you know, you got a little piece for Joe Willock. I would have loved Joe Willock to stay, but you got a little piece for him. Eddie Howe might get him playing, but he had a little purple patch. I told you lot. I told you lot. I told you lot. I told you lot. I had to say it bare times. That Joe Willock scoring thing, it weren't going to last forever. It was not sustainable. Like, what does he bring to the table when he's not doing that? These are questions still unanswered. So again, we need to be in a position where we can at least do that. Not every young player is going to go to the Holy Grail and be part of this Hayland thing in an imaginary world where we have Saka, Smith Rowe, young players like Martinelli and Gabriel who were sourced in and they help us become a Champions League challenging team again. Certain men are not going to help us with that. It's like if a team gets promoted out the Championship, certain men that help them all the time in that year, they're not going to reach the holy ground of the Premier League. You're not levels, you know. Not to make it biblical, but Moses done the walk. I should have really listened in Sunday school, but didn't Moses do the walking thing for 30, 40 nights or something mad like that? And then God said, no, you're not coming into the promised land safe, brother. Love for that. You don't always make it there. Certain man don't always make it there. Arteta might be the guy that we gets a bit of stability in, but he might not be the guy that gets us back into Europe, proper Europe, not the mad thing. You get it? So it's an interesting one to look at, man. It's a very interesting one to look at. Really and truly. Bro, Mings is there, bro. Mings is there because he's got the Sterling and Rashford thing in that there, you know, they're doing the things off the field, in my opinion. It's one of them ones now, if I'm honest with you. Cody's just there because Southgate clearly says team meeting 8 a.m. He's all knocking people up at 6:15, saying get in the showers and all of those sort of things. Probably collects the fines. Probably walks around with a bag of word searches, probably chaperones the kids, probably make sure nobody is everyone's in their rooms on time, all of those sort of things there, man. Really and truly. Eddie might bang for Celtic. Let him go, man. Let him go. Oh, them chargers are not working. He said, was it when you see when the iPhone chargers booked? And it starts saying this accessory ain't working and all these sort of things. It's dead, man. It's actually mad. Curious, why do you stream on both Twitch and YouTube? Why not just one? I mean, it's common sense. Two platforms is better than one. Yeah, 40 days, but like I said, 40 years, bro. Like I said, broski, I should have listened in Sunday school, innit? I don't know all of them things there. So yeah, it's one of them ones. Whatever it was, point still remains though. I'd take 7 million for him. Considering he's busting out, I would as well, bro. Like it's better than a free. Now, again, I'm not sure on Eddie, but I'm sure where Eddie's concerned, the very fact that he's under 24 and we've offered him deals. We get a small training sum, so we might be in line for a couple of mil. But I hope he leaves in this. In either sign a new deal or leave. In it, like I don't think you need to keep all of these guys. You know, I would like to see Balogun go out on loan, Eddie come and Eddie leave if you're not gonna stay, and then it is what it is. Martinelli be the third striker. We probably need another one there, really. And then it is what it is from that regard. Sorry for smacking up the screen. But away from that, and speaking of Eddie, sorry, people, he's been linked with Leeds and West Ham today. And, he's going to be linked with a whole heap of other clubs as well, as his future at Arsenal speculates on. Don't know if you want to go back to Leeds, considering you barely played, but things can change. Leeds United, West Ham make contact with Arsenal over Eddie Nketiah. They did him dirty with that picture. As you know, the 22-year-old has fallen down the pecking line, and he was on the bench for our last game against Watford. Can't tell you too many times past that he was on our bench. But yeah, as you lot can see here, people, both Leeds and West Ham have made contact with the Gunners ahead of the January transfer window to see if they can prize the striker away from the Emirates Stadium. Crystal Palace, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Leverkusen are all keeping tabs on him, and these two teams in particular can agree a pre-contract with him to start in the summer from January, people. So it is what it is, people. West Ham are looking for more squad depth. Leeds are looking to reunite. And for you, are you going to start at Leeds ahead of their options? Are you going to start at West Ham? If you want to play for these teams, you need to be a bit humble to know I'm going to be a squad player. You'd be closer to their first team than ours, because I think it's a myth for you. But that's where Eddie Nketiah is concerned, people. So yeah, man. I mean, that's Eddie to West Ham. Put at that. And as you lot can see as well, Balogun allegedly has spoken, and he allegedly wants to leave in January on loan. Now, for me, I think it's another one. I hate to say I told you so, but I think Balogun, every time I look at Balogun's comments or just anything, whether it's the social media antics, I just see a young man who's very naive, very naive. Again, and I feel when you're 19, 20, you need to take responsibility for your own career. I know you can blame Arteta for not playing you. You can say this, but you need to go and play. And I think Balogun's been robbed of last season, a season and a half of football. I genuinely believe that, because his contract played a part in him clearly not signing a new deal and going out on loan last year, which I think he needed. This year should have gone for the first 6 months. I get it. There was injuries at the start of the season. We didn't know what was happening with Lacazette. Who knows? If Balogun scores against Brentford, maybe it's a different story under Mikel Arteta. But yeah, he was afforded 6 months to kind of train. I'd be inclined to believe you're training as hard as you can. You're just not training better. Or then Aubameyang, Lacazette, or Eddie Nketiah, you're clearly not ahead of them because they've all played more football than you, even though Eddie's future is speculated. So it's not going to make much sense. And you have to wonder what is Balogun thinking? What is his advisors thinking? Because he needs to play, bro. I can't lie. You know my thing, people. I don't get gassed off what man. Once you get past a certain level, I don't get gassed off what Balogun's doing. He's a terrific young player, smacking up Brighton, dealt with Leicester. Every 23 games he bullies it. Stronger, faster in terms of speed of thought. It's not helping him. It's just making him a bully. Do we not want to learn from lessons with Eddie, where he can have great under 21 goal scoring records? You step up into first team where it means something. It's not that. And I think Balogun has shown, once you get past the euphoria of signing a new deal, your squad promotion and a better squad number, you're not ready and you're not part of Arsenal's first team. You're 20 years of age. Go out and play football. He's been doing Mazzers. He scored 11 goals. When he has played in the Papa Johns against senior sides, he's done well. And we've got Ipswich in that as well. So, I mean, if you're going to go on loan, let's get him playing in them and then get him gone in January. He's one of the only England under 21 players in that team that's still playing youth football. You got him, you got Cresswell of Leeds, another one who could play football, really. Obviously Lee Carsley said he needs to go out on loan. We all know he needs to go out on loan. One love to the 300 of you locked in. Please make sure we're hitting that like button. We're at 160. We can do better than that. Balogun himself has spoken, and I think he just screams very a bit of insecurity, but youth and naivety in what he's spoken about. Not in this, but just generally ever since it's just the social media antics. But he said, I've played youth football for a while now. I've obviously scored a lot of goals at that level and improved that level dramatically from when I first started. Well, of course, from 16 to 20, you're going to develop. I do feel like I'm ready for a new challenge, but I'm not sure what that might be. It might be a loan, or if I'm needed at Arsenal, then I'm here and the gaffer knows that. And you might be, anything could happen with Lacazette. Anything could happen with Eddie Nketiah. If Eddie Nketiah leaves, Lacazette gets injured, then there's your chance, Balogun, So again, it's a techie one. But for me, minutes are currency. Balogun needs to go somewhere he can play week in, week out, be out of his comfort zone, and look back in August of 2022 back at August of 2021 and can say, yeah, I'm a dramatically better player, because I think 23s level, it makes you think you're at a level then you're not. If you try a skill at under 23s, for in Balogun's case, it's gonna come off. If you try that, a man clears you out or waits as you pulling up your shirt, you learn to listen, you learn to think, okay, cool, I got to do things quicker. I couldn't do that before. Now I need to do this. I thought I was good at that. I need to improve at that. I thought I wasn't good at this. I'm actually good at that. You see, you get a false sense of, playing at 23s, you get a false sense of security. So I love to hear this from Balogun. You are ready to, your general players improved. Your match winningness has improved. For me, your maturity at 23's level has improved. You're somewhat, you see a senior player. You see someone that wants to make the difference. But for me, Eddie, Balogun, my heart bleeds for you. You need to go and play senior football, be roughed up, and, I'm tired of seeing Balogun 10 out of 10s at 23s. I need to see him playing 5s and 6s. And this isn't me saying I don't want him to shell it down. If somebody's playing good all the time, they're not learning. Like, we need him to be outside of his comfort zone. In the same way you always want to waffle about our young centre-halves. Our young centre-halves are going to make mistakes and have to learn from it. If you go through life just like that, nothing's going to happen for you. And I like it with him. He's clearly self-aware. I do feel like I'm ready for a new challenge. I'm not sure what that might be. Might be a loan, or if I'm needed at Arsenal, then I'm here, and the gaffer knows that. I'm definitely open to a new challenge, but it is something that whatever that challenge is, I'll be ready. And I hope a number of clubs has looked at you. I said it in the last time we spoke about him, and I told you, like, the next time we speak about Balogun, what we spoke about on Friday, I said by the Monday he's going to get linked with Middlesbrough. Why? Because Chris Wilder's now there, and Chris Wilder's obviously wanted him allegedly when he was at Sheffield United. So can you be surprised, people, that Balogun's been linked with him and been linked with Sheffield United? That could be a good move for you. If they wanted you, they should give the 20-year-old half a chance. My man's 20 playing under 23s. He's of that, you either there's many different under 23 ballers. You get the 23s like Balogun, who they're not quite there for the first team yet. They're better than that level. So they're kind of stuck in this where they'll travel with the first team, but they're not quite there. Or you also get 20-year-olds that have no chance of, which is not him, but no chance of playing at the first team. So they're just here existing. And I think under 21s, it can become a trap, really. Like, for me, if I have any clients, if I was an agent, by the time you're 19, I'm trying to get you, and you're of a certain level, I'm trying to get you out of there. But as you can see, like clockwork, he's been linked with Sheffield United, in it, and under Chris Wilder, then that might be something for you to consider. But going back to this, he said, I know the potential I could have and that I need to achieve is massive. I haven't achieved it yet. What I see now, I would just describe as glimpses, things that need to be worked on and can be improved. The performances I'm putting in now, all I can do at the moment, I know that I'm going in the right direction. And that's true. You're working well, but the club need to help you. And he's right. This time last year, Emil was playing 23s football off the back of two loans. Let's remember that, Balogun. So it just shows how quickly things can change. Things can change. Things can change a lot, and it's a lot of football. But for me, Arsenal need to be more proactive with our youth development. And there is an opportunity. God forbid people get injured. Things can happen. We'd all love Balogun to play, but go and get them. Let the man get bare first team football. Come back next summer. Try break in with some more confidence, some more experience, or if not, a next loan, and then whatever. He's only 20. A lot of these football experts have drawn so many conclusions on this guy, whether he's overrated, he's rated, he's this, that, the other. He's 20. We don't know if Balogun's going to be good enough. But what we do know is that he needs to play first team football for him to even have a smidgen of a chance. So let's see how that one develops and goes on, people. Hit the like button if you haven't already. FM must know something we don't. His thing is on Do Not Disturb in the Prem. Charles doesn't even know where the phone is, man. You rate Tyler Adams. I think he's okay. 5 out of 10s. I don't feel like we need to sell players. I like to think we have enough money to buy who we want, but we just don't. I think selling, regardless of if you have money or not, you can only have 25 man in the squad. Half of these players are want away, so we need to. I love that about Eddie. He loves to score smelly goals, man. And this is it. If he goes anywhere outside, well, do you know what it is? Arsenal probably just have to admit that there's an L there, in it. Like, we should have got my man done. This guy helped me realize I've got my health. George, I don't know what you're referring to, but big up yourself, man. Tom Canton, who wrote the original RE Pepe Story ROWE'S says it's an opinion piece. Red top papers are quoting opinion as fact. We need to stop doing it as well. Yeah, they do. But everybody needs to, everybody needs to be crystal clear of what they're doing, man. We got Tom. Boy. Yeah, we know. I don't know when you've come in, Ben, but we've moved on from Pepe. Firmly moved on from Pepe now. We're talking about Balagizi. Man said Balagizi, Balogun, Balagos, and all of them things there. It's neither here nor there. These other folks. But yeah, man, Balogun, bro, he needs to play football, but you're never gonna improve, because Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't gonna be Cristiano Ronaldo getting, doppy and pensioners all the time. Even when Balogun's played in the Europa League, let's be real, he will if Balogun plays starts against Dundalk 10 times, he's badding them up in at least 5 or 6 games. Does Sancho go to the World Cup with you? For me, he would, but on current form, probably not. The good thing is there's a lot of football to be played, bro. And I think Balogun, man said Balogun he was still talking about Balogun. I think Sancho will show what he's worth in the second half of the season. Balagucci, trust me, Balagos, Balagucci, all of them things there. But where Balogun's concerned, that's that in it. So hopefully, the club assess a good loan spell for him. Unpopular, but I would like him to go France, because I don't see anybody taking a chance on him in the Premier League. I don't mind him going Prem. I don't mind him going Germany. Would love him to go, in fact, Germany. Would love him to get a good Prem move. Don't think there's a lot of lessons for a young striker to learn in the Championship. But I just think France, man. France, the teams ain't got the most money. It's a top division. You see Mavididi there a couple times. I think there's clubs there that will take Balogun and he'll get some opportunities. Whether he stands out is down to him. I think France could be an angle for Balogun, but I don't care where it is, just as long as the man goes under a manager that's going to give young players chances, provided he deserves it, and just gives him a platform. And like I said, the brokest teams would be the best because they have less resources, but what do I know? I'm just a football fan with an opinion. Away from all of that, though, Granit Xhaka is progressing well in terms of fitness now. Regardless of what you think, we never like someone to be injured and all of those sort of things. And again, midfield is brazy for us because we hardly have any options. So we're going to need Granit back, really. There's been times this season where people said we don't need Granit, where you look at, games we've won, you look at, lost, you look at or drawn, you look at games against Spurs. You can see why he's in the team. It's just nice to see there's good problems, at least where Arteta is concerned. Do I believe too in many of our midfielders? I like Lokonga. I think Ainsley's okay in the squad role. I really believe in Partey. I don't think Xhaka is a bad player, but I don't believe in any of our midfield pivots to the same way I now believe in our back five somewhat. It is what it is. I didn't say Balogun isn't ready. All I've been saying is Balogun is ready for first team football, whether it's going to happen here or elsewhere. Do I think he's going to score 20 league goals? No. Do I think he's ready to lead the line for Arsenal if a madness happens? No. Would love him to do it, but I do think he's ready for first team football. El. I hear you. You can have your opinion, but we're moved away from Balogun. Anyways, Granit Xhaka provides injury update as he steps up recovery, and he's in Dubai with Ben White as well as they're doing some Arsenal. I don't know what the word would be, but they're like Arsenal stuff out there in it, as well as this. As you know, he was forced off in September, and we all know if he's sentenced to 3 months out, he's coming back in 2 or at least 2.5. Where I hope he's done well. And one thing you have to give Xhaka, he's got elite mentality. Really, Xhaka has been doing rehabilitation work at Arsenal's London Coley Training Centre, but is now stepping up his fitness further in Dubai by beginning ball work. Arsenal gave an update on Granit Xhaka's progress last week. Xhaka is making good progress in the initial stages of his recovery, from a medial knee ligament injury sustained on September the 26th. The current aim is for Granit to be back in full training early in the new year. So yeah, man, Granit, hopefully your knee is doing well. You're doing your thing, and we need as many players fit as we can. And again, away from that, this is a man's health. He's got I think he's got 2 young children. So he's a footballer for 15 years. He's his father for life. So we hope he's able to recover from that, really and truly, which is good for him. That's Granit Xhaka. And away from all of that as well, folks, Granit Xhaka / let's call it /CEDRIC. We can have that in 2 things. CEDRIC has been speaking. I mean, CEDRIC spoke about actually liking Football Manager, but that's not what we're here for. Arsenal CEDRIC ready to fight for his place at the club he always wanted to join. He only joined in January last year. Feels like he's been here for a while. This is all Cedric. I used to play Football Manager a lot. I knew all the players at the time when they were champions with Perez, Henry, and this fantastic team. So there was always this feeling for Arsenal. Crazy. Once I came to England, I had a chat with my agent, Kai Jarupkin. I remember I said to him in the first season at Southampton, you know how I want to finish? I want to go to Arsenal. He always tells me, this is what you want. You are here, enjoy. And it's true. I was able to achieve this, the team I wanted to play for. Fair play. I hear that and it fills me with joy, but you still need to be moved on. I wasn't moving just for the sake of moving. So when I moved in January, I had a few offers and I was basically coming for free. I had 4 months left on my contract. I knew I had an injury in that week before I moved to Arsenal. I need my glasses. And that was frustrating because I wanted to come and help, but they also knew I had offers for the summer. They just signed me immediately in January, and I had a little bit of a gentleman's agreement that I would be signing in the summer because I was coming as a free agent. There was nothing written or anything, but in the end in football, it's also important for you to give your word. Fair play, you're a gentleman and we're gentlemen as well. This is just a marriage that shouldn't have happened. I respect that we needed depth. I respect that you wanted to play for Arsenal, but dreams don't always come true. I want to play for Arsenal. I'm not good enough, am I? So it's a bit of a myth, something we've both got in common. But football is also a game of opinions, people. I might think Cedric isn't good enough to play for Arsenal behind my green screen. You lot on the internet do. But end of the day, the man that is employed to be Arsenal's manager thinks he is. So football's a funny old game of opinions. And you should always bear these things in life in mind. When asked about how he feels not being playing at the moment, he said, we haven't had this chat yet this season, but there's some things you don't need to talk about. With age, you learn how to understand things. Last year, I fought a lot to come into the team, not just one training, 2 training sessions. No, I was every week. And you can ask the manager as well. So I happened this year to play devil's advocate. Very consistent. He knows. That's why I ended up winning a space in the team. This season, we haven't qualified for European football, which is frustrating because we have a big squad. Everyone wants to play, and this affects me as well. I'm there fighting every week, every day. I'll be there knocking on the door, making him a problem in a good way. Fair play. I love that, Cedric. Go and give the manager problems, and he needs to think who's to put on the pitch. Of course, it's his decision. I respect that, and he knows that, but I will not make it easier. Never. This is how I grow up in my career, fight and win. Also, the Portugal national team. It wasn't straightforward to play, but I ended up winning my space. It is like this. Fair play. I like that. Some players just have it a bit easier. With me, I know I've always had to fight a little bit harder to get it. And in the end, I was there. Apparently, sources have told ESPN that our backroom staff have been impressed with his willingness to work. And Cedric's perseverance has served him well. Obviously, he's been capped 34 times. You know, he spoke about playing for his country, spoke about playing with Ronaldo. He also went on to say, I know what he means because our team is very young, and sometimes, especially in bad moments, older players become a little bit more important, not just on the pitch, but overall, because in difficult moments, when things don't go how we want and the crowd will change a little bit and the criticism will start to appear, it is normal in football that some players start to hide. And you know that some of the more experienced players hide at this football club, and they hide behind players who they know are going to be the scapegoats, and they hide. And what I have seen a lot of times, they'll hide behind Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka within the last 18 months. Everyone wanted the ball and everyone wanted to play. We try to encourage everyone, especially the younger ones, to go out and play with personality. Even if you make a mistake, you need to be willing to take the risk again. True. He once told me this as well. I just love this because I think it's the right mentality. We have a saying in Portugal that you only miss when you are there. It means that for you to be making mistakes, you need to be there and to take the risk. Exactly that word to CB. Take that risk, man. Obviously, Cedric praised his professionalism, and I mean, Arteta praised Cedric's professionalism. He said he wants to play on a regular basis for Arsenal. Obviously, he hasn't hidden his ambitions, as anyone wants to do, playing for their country, especially with a World Cup next year. I think you need to, probably not going to be moved on in January, but the summer, Cedric, let's move on. You've got a Winter World Cup to focus on. Some players in this situation would think about a move, especially with January approaching and a World Cup just over a year away. I'm completely focused on Arsenal. In football, you cannot guarantee anything because you don't know. Tomorrow, everything can change. But right now, I'm here. I'm fighting for my position. It is the club that I want to be in, and I want to win my space, and I will keep doing my thing. When I had the opportunity, I think it's very clear. If you analyze my game since the start of my first game in Arsenal till now, I grabbed every opportunity with both hands. I'm not too sure Southampton away in the FA Cup agrees. That is not something that there's not much to say about it, and I'm proud about this. Also, last year I played out of position. I'm not here trying to be fake humble. I know when I play well. I know when I play bad. I know when I use my opportunity. I mean, I'm a right back that's playing at left back as well. I want to get out of there. So at Sunday League, so I'm not going to praise someone for playing out of position. He said, I'm completely okay with this. Hector, Tomiyasu, I respect them all. I mean, you've won the Bellerin debate, at least for now, a year. I like them all. I am very good with all of them. Of course, sometimes I'm disappointed that I don't play as much as I want. This is normal. If a player is not disappointed when he doesn't play, I will not lie to you. Then he doesn't love what he does. That's true. But this doesn't need to transform you into a bad attitude in training, because some players would maybe react in a different way. That would be, I don't want this anymore. That's it. Okay, fair play. Enough of all of that. He bigged up playing Football Manager, and it's fantastic to hear from Cedric. But yeah, man, it is what it is in that regards, man. It is what it is in that regards. It's crazy. So yeah, man. Congratulations for that. It's a good story and that, but it's a myth. Yeah, we spoke about that earlier. I mean, we were saying it in our last live stream when we went live. Big up to everyone, hit the like button. That, you'd imagine against San Marino, Smith Rowe's gonna bag a start, and obviously Ramsdale should get his first cap. We all betted on that, and now it's nice to happen. No, man, I'm not smashing his dream. I can think about whatever I want. He's playing for Arsenal. I'm just allowed an opinion, man. Bro, I didn't say don't give Balogun time. I just need him to get games. If you're not gonna, we can't give all of these young players time and also fight to qualify for Europe. Not that Aubameyang covered himself with any glory against Watford, but if Balogun plays, he misses an opportunity. They go up there and score. What's being said? We can't have it all. I hear you. Martinelli, Balogun, Pepe, they were playing when even Leno to a degree, they were playing when the teams are shambles. But at the same time, you've still got to take your chances. I didn't say Balogun isn't ready. I just think he needs to play football. He isn't, and he isn't ready to carry this club. That's one thing I'll stand by. And he's ready to get minutes. He's definitely not ready to be this club's number 9. And it's not fair on him to expect him to get 20 league goals minimum, which should be that. You probably see a different result if everybody was selected them times. But yeah, and I think if people watch Balogun, he's not ready at this moment in time. Bro, we've got a big squad. We've got less football. It is what it is. Anyone frustrated just needs to train well and understand that unless you were brought in the summer, you all played your own individual part for being in this mess. If you got Europe, you'd all get more game time. So be humble, and it is what it is. Xhaka's fitness and mentality is elite. Our in Jan, Lamptey and Pedro Neto in the summer. Khalid, I hope that's the case. Tierney or Tavares. Tierney every day of the week. By quite a lot. Renato Sanchez would be the dream. Not sure of the word dream is the right terminology, but it would be a good signing. I choose Germany for him. They're very tactical at that side, and they are. And the thing is with the German clubs, they can't buy their way out of problems, so they have to use what they have, sort of thing. So Balogun would get a lot of game time, and I think the same of France. Who would I replace Pepe with? Anthony at Ajax at this moment in time. I would love Rafinha, but you lot all know that one day is dream chasing. So, and that's where that one stops. If you can find 40 million euros for Anthony, you can get him, but that price is rapidly going up. Cedric is a better right back than Chambers. Chambers, who needs to F off as well and isn't playing. The bar's on the floor then, isn't it, really? And Pepe always plays well with Cedric behind him last season on both the left or the right. I mean, I'm not going to advocate Cedric staying because he can play well with Cedric, I mean, Cedric playing well with Pepe. I mean, it's not. It just sounds like two homeless men fighting. Cedric versus Chambers. Both are not levels beyond being squad players, really. Basuma or Kessier, because he ain't got no mad allegations on his name, broski. So it is what it is. Hit the like button if you haven't. We're at 209 likes. There's 312 people locked in. Get some comments in if you have any. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, unexpected high bills due. If you've hit that like button, God bless you lot, man. Both Cedric and Pepe need to go. I'll ride for Pepe before Cedric, but yeah, man, there's hella man that could just get cleaned out at this club and just fizzled out. Not everyone's got to be stars, but like I told you, like in the start of the season, for me, anyways, the gloves are off for Bear, man. Like it's not even on a harsh thing. It's not a scapegoat thing. It's just, yeah, man. Like we've got to this point now. If you're not the Haaland boys, Gabriel for me, the new signings, to a degree, Tierney, the obvious, then even they're going to get criticized. But then the gloves are off. The gloves are off for Arteta and the majority of these players, because I've seen a lot of what we've done this season. You know, I need to see that you're in Europe next season. I need to see an improvement on last season in how we play, consistently, in moving that much closer to what this project is allegedly. You know, I need to see Arteta get Europe. I need to see you finish ahead of 8th. There's not, you know, he probably won't be sacked, but there's no, you know, there's no hiding place anymore. The gloves are off. You know, I love you know what? I'm full of admiration for a lot of these players, but I love my football club more, and I'm gonna be here before, after all of you lot are gone, man. What are my thoughts about Liverpool game coming up? We're gonna have to wait until later in the week for my proper comments, but off the top of my head, massive game. Whether you win, lose, or draw, Arsenal, there needs to be a base level of performance. You know, I don't want us to. I don't want us to, you know, previously lose 6-0, we've lost 5-0, and we're doing what fans do, you were drawing fake positives. What I want, test that Liverpool team all the way. You know, they've got quality players. If we lose and we see the quality of Mo Salah and the talismanship, what can you say? Great players do great things. You can't account for that. All I want to see is an attempt to win your individual battles, do well for the collective, stand up to be counted, and make it difficult. Because if you have half a goal, listen, we're going to have a very angry Liverpool. They've had 2 weeks now to simmer down their results against West Ham and Brighton. You know, take it on. Klopp is going to be on to them anyways, because they've dropped points at a time where they could have made progress ahead of other people. And obviously they're fighting for the title. And if you hear Alisson's comments, they're not just fighting for the title, they're trying to win everything. Same with Salah. It's not really what they need to be doing. So they're probably going to want to send a statement. They probably want to be aggressive. So let's relish it. Don't sit up and, you know, don't get scared. Help your teammates. You know, you have to respect, Mo Salah in Liverpool. You know, you can't defend. Not one man can contain Salah. So you need to try and double up. We can't get caught on the transitions. We know the 12th man, Anfield. We know what time it is, people. So it's going to be brazy, innit? All I want to see is a competitive, like real competitive. I don't want to see competitiveness for 10 minutes. I want to see real competitiveness pushing them all the way. Because that's what West Ham did, bro. That is literally what West Ham did. You know, you have to respect Liverpool. You know, at some points you're going to be camped in your own half. You're going to be defending on the edge of your area, but they have a high line, counter attack with some intent. You have half a chance. You know, take your chances. They're not invincible. The beautiful thing about England, teams are not, it's not a PSG thing in France, historically, or Germany with Bayern Munich. You're not going to beat up every team. You know, Liverpool look unbeatable. They lost to Villa last year, or they lost to this team, or they lost to that team. And other teams have done the same. You know, take a chance, have an effort, but you've got to have belief. You've got to have belief, and the belief starts when these players get on that coach or I assume they're taking coach or a train or whatever. When they leave their base in London or whatever the meeting point for these players are before they go off and go to Liverpool, make sure the mentality and everything's there. Because the game's going to be won or lost before the game. It's going to be won or lost in that changing room. We need to be accountable. Because even when we play these teams, we lose. You know, whenever we play these teams, we defeat ourselves. We know Marseille's the historical biggest club in France, but at the same time, you know, they're not the biggest team at this moment in time. PSG, if you have to bet money, PSG are going to win the league. I know they didn't win it last year. That's my point. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts on Liverpool. As much as I can give you, you know, let's call that early Liverpool versus Arsenal opinions. We can cut that up and release that little segment for Friday, innit? Like, I think I forgot about it. I think a clip that I cut up yesterday was up, like, it ran. I don't know when I did that, but it was scheduled to upload yesterday, and it seems like you lot liked it. But yeah, it is what it is. Big up Marseille. And on the topic of Marseille, for what it's worth, where is it? One sec. It's so happy you said that, you know, because you set up something perfectly. Where is it? There it is. Now, another fake rumor of the day. As you lot can see, Marseille want to keep William Saliba in the team permanently. Talks with Arsenal will begin soon. Now, his agent and Arsenal have quashed this several times, but I can't blame Marseille. You know, he's slotted in well. There's resale value. You know, Guendouzi's getting called up to the French national team. I do think Saliba's a way away from that, but he's got to be someone on the short list, so it would make sense. There's resale value there. It would make sense as to why they would want him on a permanent. For what it's worth, I don't believe that's going to happen. Don't shoot the messenger. It was just something that needed to be shown. William Saliba. Sorry. OM/Arsenal talks for Saliba, allegedly. So that's that one. Liverpool are on us. They're going to be vexed. Realistic striker, I would love Kareem Adeyemi, but it can't happen. You know, it's going to be done in January. You know, Vlahovic is a myth. You know, it depends. Osimhen's a myth now. It's a myth. Worst from the top 5 leagues in Europe, in my opinion. Italy, ooh, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. I'd say Germany, just because they all roll over for Bayern Munich. At least the French teams will say, Leo, you'll get a little Leo or Marseille right now will say, no, I'm not taking the bad up. Them teams there just roll over for Bayern Munich. And I know other teams buy the biggest stars, but, you know, they just cherry pick the league. It's the best of the best, really. So I would say Germany, and I can't lie. I think Germany, it's an interesting league, but I think it's very calam. Some of the goals conceded are very calam. Really, really and truly. It's brazy. Absolutely brazy, but that's that where Arsenal's concerned. Appreciative to everyone who's hit the like button. 228 likes. Can we get that to 300? We must do, people. We must can. I'm always hitting the like buttons, but I've got 2 ticket fines already this month already. You're always hitting the like button, G Style. So I don't need no more unexpected bills for you. If you hit the like button, unexpected money is gonna fall in your account, man. I'm gonna win the lottery, tax refund, all them thing there, man. Bet's gonna come true. All of these things. What else are you lot saying? Let me scroll up. Solanke might have been one of the most highly rated forward prospects in England when he was at Chelsea / moved to Liverpool. True. Him and Eddie aren't the same in that regard. Rah, it's true, but you kill me. Both dead players now, though. That's harsh. Jeez. I mean, Gerard, if you want to take Eddie with you to Villa, we could do a thing, man. Slapping Leon Bailey for free. No, I'm capping, man. Likes looking good. They are, man. Jonathan David doing his thing. I'm still not convinced fully on Jonathan David. He's playing to a higher level. Still not convinced. AUBA in Dortmund was different. He was on the topic of Aubameyang as well, you know. AUBA almost joined Spurs. I know he's spoken about Conte and all these guys coming to Spurs. Where is it, AUBA? Where are you? He said he doesn't really care for what it's worth, but for what it's worth, I'll show you lot because this is something I like to unpopular people, but I like LOKONGA thing here as well. Anything that I've said I'm going to speak about, I like to make sure I speak about it with you. I really don't care. Aubameyang dismisses Conte talk as Arsenal captain opens up on Spurs transfer snub. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has opened up on his failed switch to Tottenham in 2012 as he reveals he doesn't care about Conte's appointment. The 32-year-old who has scored 8 goals against Spurs from his 12 outings has insisted he doesn't feel threatened by the Gunners' rivals following the Italian gaffers' arrival. And to be fair, it worked out. You got yourself some silverware. What would you have? What would you have in Tottenham? Let me start. I was about to get myself cancelled as someone that actually lives in North London, but it is, man. Anything. But anyways, to me, Richie said, I don't really care. I'll be honest, I don't really care. It's not for you to care. I mean, bro, it don't matter. Like, Spurs are doing their thing, we're doing ours. He was obviously asked to open up on the move, and this is how you know there is a God, because you thought that one door is all closed, the next one opened, you got a trophy. What have you got? What would you have at Spurs? But Harry Kane spit all over your face when you try to have a conversation. But anyways, let me stop. You don't need to ask the question. You already know. Retire even more, because a few years ago, I was close to signing for Tottenham. But in the end, I don't know what they did. So retire for sure. I was in St. Etienne or at the beginning at Borussia Dortmund. I came here. I went to the stadium at White Hart Lane. But the day after, they just never gave us an answer or called back. So I was like, okay, no worries. That's like whenever I play against them, they know. And obviously, they wanted you. I mean, Spurs wanted Nelson. They wanted it, Smith Rowe. I mean, North London, half of these guys are the trialing at Spurs and Arsenal. And they're obviously trialing at Chelsea these days. It doesn't surprise me. We've covered that. Away from that, I thought this was interesting. The Norway boss wants more goals from Odegaard. I'm sure many Arsenal fans would as well. He has had the opportunity to score more, and he probably will. I guess he'll score more in his next 35 international matches. He's had some scoring chances in qualification, but first and foremost, he could have had more assists. if his teammates had taken advantage of the chances. He has been behind much of our offensive play. I think we want to see that as well. Lokonga's spoken, and I finally found the source of Lokonga's comments, people. Again, shout out to Google Translate. He's spoken about the Premier League, Belgium, and obviously the World Cup. And Google Translate has done it a bit dirty because it's a bit sad. I don't know why it says Sambi Lokonga has long teeth. His teeth look perfect to me, but it is what it is, people. You know, on his integration, he said, yes, it may have been faster than expected, but I was well prepared footballistically, physically, and mentally. Footballistically. Oh, I like that word, you know. I ain't heard that word before, but I'm gonna have to start using that one. But back to this one. I like that one. I don't mean that I had the required qualities, but apparently they are suitable for the coach. I fight for my place, I make my matches, I have playing time, I'm super happy. I made the right choice, but I knew that. He also said everything is going faster too. I've already made some good progress, defensive work, rigor in my game, and consistency. For goals and assists, we'll see later. But that's not what I'm asked. I mean, you're a 6, my guy. You could be a better passer. For me, the biggest thing I would say, keeping your standards when you're getting tired and looking over your shoulders. You don't always do that, but I expect that. I think he's still adapting to the pace of the Premier League and the fact of you really don't get a second, you know, really to relax. He also went on to say, and let me show his confidence too. The coach talks to me a lot. I like it, but he doesn't let me rest. I was told that he had declared that my integration and my performances impressed him, all the better. But next season, we'll see an even better Sambi. I love it. He said, I was disappointed that Roberto Martinez did not give me more playing time at the Devils. He said, yes, it's true. I was disappointed not to receive more playing time like any competitor. Mr. Martinez did not explain to me why, but he did tell me about the upcoming deadlines for the Devils and asked me to focus on that. With the next 2 games, I hope to have the opportunity to prove to him that I have my place in this group. Me, I believe that I have the qualities necessary to be part of the future of our national team. It's not enough. I know it's easier said than done, so it's on the pitch that I want to show myself. Would love it. I'm not going to keep reading all of this, people. Oh, well, there's nothing else to read, really and truly. You know, he spoke about that. That's all he spoke about, really, isn't it? So we're there, man, really. So that's that. Slash Lokonga. What else did we have there? I think that was it. So we'll leave that there. I don't think Oba's moving salty. I could be salty, man. Bro just joined. I'm sorry I'm late, but quick summary so far. We've spoken about Eddie Nketiah to West Ham, Balogun, Smith Rowe / Ramsdale starting, Xhaka's injury / some comments with Cedric. We've had some early Liverpool opinions. We've had a bag of stuff, man. But you will see. In fact, let me put the timestamps in the description now. You should see the timestamp. Whenever I always make sure I put the timestamps because I'm well aware some of you, you know, you drop in when half through, quarter of the way through. So I always make sure you lot can go back to whatever you feel you've missed. But you lot need to actually make sure you're checking out the timestamps, the playlist that I do in relation to the Twitch gang. Make sure you're checking your schedules. Make sure you're checking out the YouTube community tab. All of these things will help you, man. DG, you ever considered making bets? Making picks, sorry, for all the bettors out there could help increase your engagement. I don't know how to bet, my guy. Well, I do, but when it comes to betting for P's, it's a complete different one, man. I like Noah Lang, but I haven't seen enough. Like, I've seen him in the champs, I've seen little bits and pieces. I like him a lot, man. Harsh, Power P, man. Harsh. Very harsh comments, man. 238 likes. We're moving. Don't forget to like and sub. What else is there? Man said Ramsdale, Ryan, Tommy, Lamptey, White. Hey, the way you've done that, I don't understand it, my guy. But I'm just gonna assume you're saying all of these players. Why not, man? Why not? Why not? Would like a striker to be brought in, so it probably means Balogun out on loan. I would like a striker as we move away from Aubameyang being here for long. So I would probably say that. Was great, but I think you need another midfielder. Personally, I'm more likely to keep holding than Pablo Marie. Personally, considering the homegrown factor. Hopefully, I understood that. What you tried to say there. What else is going on where Arsenal are concerned, people? I don't like to miss anything. I mean, let's hope Mane isn't fit for that game. I mean, if we look at some of the things that are said, people, I do rate Griori. He's done quite well to bounce back from his injury. It's weird you say that because in front of me, I've paused it, but I'm gonna watch it now. I've actually got a Nice game in front of me, an old one, Angers versus Nice. I just want to watch it. So yeah, it's funny you said that. But looking at this, apparently Mohamed El Nene is edging closer to leaving Arsenal, according to reports once again from the Turkish media. We know his contract is expiring. It's gone on to say El Nene has given the green light to joining Galatasaray, and Arsenal have given their approval to the deal. It still says a deal hasn't been agreed. So in relation to a potential medical, potential fees, it doesn't seem like things are being done. What's this? No, this is just talking about Kulusevski again. Arsenal summer target now has suitcase ready. Player has decided to turn page. Let's see what's going on here. Arsenal made an attempt to sign Renato Sanchez from Lille over the summer, although the League One's asking price appears to have put them off. According to this Italian publication, an Italian publication talking about the Portuguese international playing in France in relation to joining an English club. I know football's international, but trying to find a common link here. We didn't want to pay 35 million euros. No way appeared to be Arsenal's response to that. So it is what it is. Apparently, we'll have to wait and see. But if Arsenal are now aware of him dying to finally prove it in a big club, it could be a golden opportunity. So again, the Renato Sanchez ones hasn't gone away. And, there's no Renato Sanchez rumors, and you can't and have Luka Jovic. Luka Jovic has been linked with Arsenal once again. Mikel Arteta's side have reportedly been linked with Fiorentina's Dusan Vlahovic recently, and Jovic would be a much cheaper alternative for Arsenal, considering that Carlo doesn't really want him there. He's contracted until 2025. Previously, we've been linked with buying him on loan with an option. So, boy, make of that what you will. Jovic, let's call that Jovic. El Nene to Turkey in Jan. English youth performing at high levels across Europe's top 5 leagues. Again, what's the government been putting in the Lucas? Let's hope there's some bloody sugar. Big up the Jamaicans locked in. DG, big up from Jamaica. What do you think about Tyler Adams? Our midfield will be shaky in Jan. I'm not really for it. I think if you're going to do that, I'd rather just play Maitland-Niles. I do like him, but steady Eddie, man. I don't really see it. I don't really see what it is with him. I could be wrong, but I just don't see the hype. Like, you can find an English steady Eddie that could do the job as well, man. And obviously, thoughts are with Louis van Gaal. Very disturbing. Apparently, Louis van Gaal has fell off his bike after a training session and was brought into hospital. He's been placed in a wheelchair. Now, obviously, at his elderly age, you're hoping nothing serious has happened there, and he just got some bumps and bruises there, man. Apparently, and Van Gaal's back in typical spirits. He said, physically, I don't feel well, but at least my brain still works. He was then asked, do you have much pain? He said, yes, that's why I'm sitting in the wheelchair. Van Gaal in top form. Apparently, the 8 days between leaving Aston Villa and joining for Norwich is the longest period that Dean Smith has spent away from management since he signed for Warsaw over 10 years ago. So yeah, he's one of them. He's not comfortable if he's not in a relationship. Apparently, Reading are close to signing Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll's a cool guy. I've actually met him when I used to work in Harvey Nick. So always want to see him get a club and do well, man. Why not? And obviously, I'm sure you all saw JJ Okocha and Sam Allardyce dancing in the charity game, recreating stuff. But yeah, man, that's them man's things. That's that in the world of football, man. Hopefully it makes a quick recovery. Amen. Amen. Big up yourself, K, even more, my guy. But with that being said, I'm not going to lie, people. We've covered everything. There's nothing more to really speak about. So I'm going to go and get some lunch. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let you lot enjoy your day. Obviously, the good times are still here. Big up everyone who was on Twitch at 10 a.m. You can go and check out that replay. YouTube, you'll get it soon. On that topic as well, I'm going to be live at 4 p.m. And yeah, man, obviously we're getting back on the hype train with all the football to be played now. Obviously, you're going to get your watch-alongs in the weekend. Next week is Champions League and Premier League watch-alongs. Twitch at some point, check the schedule. I'm sure we've got a Q&A sorted. YouTube members, I need you lot to ask more questions. You lot are letting me down. I only saw 4 questions. Now, I don't mind it because it won't be live. I'll just clip it up and that's it. You man can do your thing, but yeah, man, help the guy out. Make sure you're setting reminders. You're setting your notifications because I checked my YouTube analytics. Half of you are not really doing that. So make sure you're setting your reminders. You're checking physically. You're checking the YouTube community tab. You're checking, you're setting reminders. You're checking on Twitch the schedules. These things will help you. You're making sure you're following me on the socials. Man's from Louis. I the NKIETAH Nation. Big up you lot, because without you lot, it wouldn't, it would be no point. Bro, who wants to be here for an hour and 28 minutes waffling to myself? Time has flew by. That's the first time I've set eyes on the clock. So as I keep saying every day, it's appreciative to be here. So I'll be back again at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow to talk about whatever there is Arsenal. I'm live at 4 p.m. on Twitch. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. on Twitch. 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. today on Twitch. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. on Twitch to begin with, 11:30 as usual on YouTube, and then we'll move back over to whatever. In fact, I have a meeting at some point tomorrow. I know that with some people. So yeah, we'll have to work with that. But yeah, man, it's been fantastic to be with you lot. Make sure you're hitting the like button, you're subscribing, you're checking out your DG merch, you're doing what you can in it. It's been a great year. And as we get to the end of the year, hopefully we can start off strong and keep going. And obviously some soon get to 50k subs and whatnot. But on that note, I'm going to get out of here. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. Remember to attack the day. It's Monday. Let's have a good start to the week. And like I said, day after day, let's keep doing that, man. Let's just try and be a couple percentages closer to our goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations than we was yesterday. You can't always judge life by the fruit you pick. Sometimes it's about the seeds you plant. So yeah, wishing you lot all the best one. And as usual, you can't do any of that without health. So yeah, wishing you lot the best mental health, physical health, and the rest of it. Hit the like button if you haven't. Comment any comments you've got when this finishes, people. Comment any comments you've got now. It all helps the engagement. Hit the like button. Stay safe. I'm out.
Always that active red line, defending.
I think it's like